Long before Maru, there was another prodigy kid whose name became immortal in StarCraft 2 history. He was known for his superb microcontrol and he was exceptionally well with Marines in particular. His name was MarineKingPrime, often shortened to MKP.
So he sees now this force and ooh, Life actually engaging with this. Here come the banelings!
Oh, he could get a sick connect, but MarineKing pulls away at the last second. And this is the MarineKing splitting that we all know and love. Look at that split! Oh my god!
Bye 20 banelings! MarineKing with a boss split here.
In 2010, the public was amused to see the BroodLord legend, Boxer, competing in StarCraft 2. But soon it turned out that it wasn't Bonja himself, rather it was a fan who just copied the famous nickname. This fan was Lee Jung-hoon, our hero of the story. Different casters would call him Foxer, as fake boxer during official matches. And this young boy was only 16 years old when he entered his first GSL tournament, and soon he would prove he is worthy of the stolen nickname. Already at the second GSL tournament he demonstrated his amazing skills. MarineKing featured heavily marine-based play, defeating banelings with only marines by steaming and splitting groups of marines in multiple directions. He quickly distinguished himself as one of the top Terrans in the world by defeating BroodLord in the round of 32. He would continue his amazing run up to the finals, and everybody was shocked how skilled this unknown player was. If you would ask me for one game to describe him, I would just show you this.
He is making so many banelings, oh my god. Oh my god, I think we may just see a GG in just a second. This is insane. And here we go!
And they're off.
The Marine's trying to get back there. Tank's on hold position, puts up the depot. That's exactly what he needed to do. Uh-oh, but this is so scary. Spreading those Marines. Beautiful spread. And he minimizes damage more than I thought he even would. Boxer! Notice how he sends 3 Marines first. That's very smart. And he sees those Banes coming. He's got to retreat. And spreading a lot of Marines quite well right there. Very nice.
Wow, he's cleaning up.
That's right, he keeps his tanks alive.
His playstyle was so unique and unusual compared to other players, and MarineKing was amongst the first players to use double proxy racks. In fact, it was his signature strategy. Finally, he reached the last round, where he faced the ultimate boss, Nasty, and this match was really nail-biting.
He just doesn't have time to do that.
Sends the drones.
Uh-oh! The drones are going, good micro everywhere, but the drones flanking in some Marines there, but so many Zerglings, and it looks like Nesty is going to be able to hold off this rush. He's killed, loads of SCVs.
He's catching up.
While he eventually lost in the finals, it was still a spectacular performance, and he would soon find himself in several other finals, beating many other great Korean players. So to cut a long story short, in 1 year MKP established himself as one of the greatest upcoming Korean players. His micro was impeccable, his skills were impressive, and everybody expected him to deliver in future. However, despite his initial success, MarineKing was still struggling to win a premier tournament, as if he was lacking something. There was something in his character that prevented him from being as flexible and versatile as other Terran champions. He was a really stubborn player who refused to play the other way. Every time he has gone far, every time he has made a deep run, it was characterized by 2 things. First, obviously, was his great mechanics and incredible control, and second, it was his incredible read and exploitative openings. In metas where Terran was strong, the meta covered MarineKing's weaknesses so that it could not be really punished. And Zerg race was weak in the first 2 years, and MKP was very good at using that in his favor. In 2012, MarineKing traveled to the United States to participate in MLG Winter. It's not his first international event, but it was certainly one of the most important ones in his career. MKP crushed every opponent on his way to the finals, where he eventually met Don Regu, the strongest Zerg player of that period. It all started quite badly for MKP, and he was losing 1-2 to DRG. It seemed like the second place curse was going to repeat itself once again. However, MarineKing simply proceeded to destroy Don Regu with 3 victories in a row.
So DRG will get ahead on upgrades, something kind of rare in this matchup. And here we go. MKP coming onto the creep, scanning, killing off creep viewers, knowing that he needs to remove those so the speed fades aren't so strong.
He's sending this. Oh, never mind, we got a battle up here. And it looks like it's going to come down to control. DRG runs back. He's waiting for more banelings to hatch. MarineKing is truly the god of infantry control, splitting up again.
And we have the Banelings just rolling in now, trying to hit Marines as best he can. He has a lot of Mutalisk. They are getting a little bit low, but he kills off the army, and now he's going to go after the medevacs. A huge move. More Marines coming down, though. MKP's macro is absolutely amazing.
Regrouping now. The medevac energy is, let's see here. There's a good amount of energy still in the medevac, so they're still useful. Looks like he may try to slip down to the south here. And he's stimming. He's going to bum rush this base down here and see if he can't wipe it out. But DRG is going to answer with that as his drones have already been transferred that way. Now, there's a battle over those drones. Being shot down so quickly.
A lot of speed banes. The units do come back on the creep. MarineKing has to be careful here. This is so micro-base tasteless. Those Zerglings coming in a little bit too early. He's going to have to turn around and try to get a few more.
He needs to get more Banelings. He's rushing down here now. I think this hatchery, we can confirm that it is no longer going to be in this game. A counterattack here by DRG to try to intercept reinforcements and failing.
Oh, he's got to be careful here. He's actually getting into a little bit of trouble. MarineKing's
Oh my
macro
God.
is insane. He's going after the third base. MarineKing, if he can take down these third base, it is absolutely amazing with the Banelings rolling in, and it looks like he will, in fact, be able to save it.
A lot of drones getting shot down, though, by these Marauders. Every drone so precious.
Also, a lot of medevacs going down. No reinforcements in time to save them this time.
He's actually stimming his units as he leaves the base. He's trying to get so in the other player's face that there's not even time for the Banelings to finish.
Oh, and he's going to kill the Banelings before they morph. Zerglings coming out, but is it enough? Drop in the Manor Mills. GG! MarineKingPrime is the champion of MLG.
Without a doubt.
Give it up for MarineKingPrime! Wow. MarineKing collapsing on the couch. Exhaustion, happiness.
Finally, after so many second finishes, MarineKing was able to secure the first place for himself. Only a couple of months later, MarineKing would repeat his success at 2012 MLG Winter Championship with a rematch against Don Drago in the finals once again. But at the same time, MarineKing was struggling at his local Korean scene. The times were getting darker for him as the competition grew stronger, with many ex-BroodLord players transferring to StarCraft 2. And besides that, the BroodLord Infestor patch was slowly creeping into the game, which would make it much harder for most competitors, except the Zerg players of course. Eventually, from the former CODES finalist, MKP dropped to the COD A player who could still qualify for the main event and be a strong contender. But it wasn't enough for him. He was striving for better results and achievements, and tragically, he was hit really hard by the new patch, and that made his playstyle significantly worse. MarineKing was famous for his marine control, and now his talent was becoming obsolete due to the recent changes. Now, monster players could easily avoid early and mid-game fights and successfully tag into Infestor BroodLords. You couldn't counter that even with the best micro in the world, as you simply needed a different army composition, a more turtling playstyle and new tricks to use. It was a big problem for our hero. He had little room to release his energy and speed, as every step was blocked by Infestor's fungals.
Very little actual anti-infestor here. Really, the Marauders do okay, but that's it. So these Infestors are going to be completely deadly against this unit composition.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at this. Oh, freezes the Marauders. That way his Banelings can roll in. And look at this. MarineKing losing a lot.
Completely shutting this down.
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing about MarineKing. I feel like that's his big weakness. By the way, losing the factory, that's annoying. He attacks impulsively.
He does. And you know what? He's not aiming for any real late game stuff. He's being greedy one way or another, whether it's through aggression or through economy. And life is just punishing him because life is always making a lot of units.
While the state of the game was heavily against MarineKing, he was still achieving some impressive results, as for example finishing in top 8 of GSL twice in a row. He was also experimenting with new strategies and mech playstyle, and even though it wasn't bringing him as much success as in the past, he was still amongst the best players of his region. With the new expansion that was just around the corner, there were high hopes for our hero to shine once again. MarineKing was hands down the best mechanical player in the whole Wings of Liberty, but his choices for strategies, his refusal to try new things more often were among the reasons he was slightly declining with time. While he was able to dominate in tournaments such as MLG, he was almost a walkover in some of the future GSLs because of his predictability. And since GSL gives 2 weeks to prepare, MarineKing would often face the build orders carefully designed specifically for him. Since 2013, MarineKing's results were getting worse and worse, even though the new How to the Swarm meta was somewhat favorable for him. At that time, however, there were many more talented players such as Innovation, Pooled or MMA, and it's only the turn race, and MKP was moved from the spotlight, simple as that. In spring 2013, he was already unable to qualify for GSL or even Korean WCS, and that could be a big hit for his own mindset about the game. At the same time, another esports game was getting popular in South Korea. League of Legends was on the rise and it attracted more and more people, while there were also many rumors of StarCraft's decline and inevitable death. MKP was seduced by the new MOBA and declared his retirement in October 2013. It was probably a big mistake for our hero, and having realized that, MKP returned to StarCraft 2 once again already in 2014. Everybody was really hyped as MKP would immediately participate in the Pro League, and his initial performance was really strong, and he would surprise everybody once again with his run at the 2014 Hot 6 Cup. At that time, nobody expected he would be able to even qualify for such an event and face such competition, and yet MarineKing proves everybody wrong. It seemed like the hero has finally returned. But sadly, it was the last big achievement in his career. For some reason, he wasn't the MarineKing he once used to be, and there were many theories, but there was one I would like to bring up as it was really vile and scary. So MKP wasn't really able to perform at his best, but he was still somewhat a good player. However, as mentioned before, StarCraft 2 was going through hard times 2014-2015, with many players, teams and money leaving the ecosystem. Blizzard were making several mistakes too with how they ran the whole thing, and not every pro gamer was certain about his future. In 2015, the Korean scene was struck with the biggest match-fixing scandal that ever happened in this game. You should definitely check out these two videos to learn more about it and its consequences, but let's get back to MarineKing for now. To give you some backstory, in 2015 the Korean scene was full of rumors of potential match-fixing issues, and it was a huge stress for all players. And then, on March 24th, 2015, Pinnacle Sports voided all bets on a match featuring Byal and MarineKing. Just before the match started, it had extraordinary betting lines. But most notably about the match itself, MarineKing for some reason didn't react to a proxy hatchery built by Byal, despite having the Zerg's proxy Spinecrawler in vision as well as seeing creep on the minimap. It was just ridiculous, and you can see the clip and judge yourself.
Okay, Reaper's gonna check.
Oh,
no, well he's just defending. Okay, checks the first gold base. And now he's gotta go check the other one.
Oh, this drone is just sitting here. There we go, Spinecrawler. Oh, that Reaper is so close to scouting it.
He sees it.
Oh. Well, if he sees it, he could actually just
Why wouldn't you shoot at it?
right-click down that Spinecrawler.
Maybe he wants to make him think he doesn't know.
Wait. Yeah, he literally sees it.
Maybe he just wants to make him think he doesn't know.
Well, I think at this point you could just simply kill it and, like, delay everything and win the game with Reapers.
Okay, now he realizes. I think he may just simply not have seen it.
Well, I think he still hasn't seen it. It's a big problem here.
I don't actually understand.
He's going
on the
into-
minimap straight up.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's straight up his, man. There's a red dot there. Maybe
if he was trying to hide the fact that he saw it so he could crush it or something weird like that, which doesn't even really make that much sense, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate, he definitely wouldn't be making a reactor on his barracks right now.
he's going into Hellions from here.
He has no idea, man.
That is not a useful sort of thing at this point. But we'll see exactly how Byal is going to play this.
Okay, now he's sending something over there. What's he sending? No, he's just making a CC. He
has no idea.
Oh my god.
He has no idea. He is going to be so tilted in just a moment.
I think, man, I'm telling you, his face looks like he's already tilted. Hey, you see that stuff coming in your base, man? I'm telling you, it's real. Yo, it's in there.
All right, look at his face now. He's like, oh, what? Oh, what? Now Ling Speed is about to finish. Spinecrawlers are in the base. He canceled that third TC.
Well,
he cannot believe it.
I've never cast a game like this in my career before, guys. I don't even know what to tell you. The Lings are going to kill everything. He's going to die.
Well, 2 Hellions are out. That's going to help him for Lings at least a little bit.
But, like, his wall in the front is going to eventually get worn down here even. Like,
well, if he starts working on this reactor, it's going to help out.
He
but
needs
man,
to lift the CC.
He needs to spread the creep forward a little bit more so these spines can get up to like the CC or something. Because Lings are going to be pretty tricky, especially when the 4 Hellions are out. And here they are now. You go for the surround, but still.
He needs to pull back.
Yeah. SCV's kind of buffering for everything.
Well, Marine King is one of the best players in the world at holding all-ins, even when he doesn't see them. Look up Ace versus Marine King on Terminus Re if you don't believe me, man. That's a historic game. But all right, this is the key moment. The spines start getting in range. Oh, he didn't root that further left one. Okay, just getting in range of the CC, and also I think both add-ons. The Transfuse coming down here. There's a lot of Hellions out, and he does have a Marauder.
Yeah, well, there's still enough Transfuses to keep him alive for now, but he's going to want these Zerglings to get a good surround, or at least come in and try and help in just a moment. That's a lot of damage from these spines, actually. I think you might actually see game.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Too
and
much.
You can just start targeting with the Queens as well. And, you know, he's barely holding on, but he's just getting worn down. He's going to lose his add-on in just a second. And he's not even making anything, in fact, even though he has the money. Oh, look at his face. He's so angry right now.
This is ridiculous, man. This is not a game you should lose, especially if you scout it.
So this is a crazy game, but this is like the type of game I would not want to recommend to anybody.
Oh, this is the game that...
This game just makes me...
expecting the Zerglings as well.
This makes me sad, in fact.
Oh, this is just a critical mistake, man. This is like, it's so out there that Marine King didn't even think to check or realize what was going on until Creep was in his main base.
Yeah, I mean, this is also, like, quite frankly, a lack of map awareness as well. I mean, that was on his mini-map, yellow as day.
That was red as
day, man. Red and day as in his view. Well, that's going to be it. I mean, Marine King leaves games late. He's got a bunker trying to get up here. Bill takes a sip of water, takes hands off the keyboard.
He's like, yep.
GG.
Wow.
Due to a lack of adequate action, Marine King subsequently lost the game. It was such a bizarre match that MKP was accused of match fixing by the public. A few weeks later, Marine King's team MVP reacted by posting a statement about the match and the following allegations, claiming that they took the incident very seriously. In an internal investigation, they interviewed the Terran player several times about that match, and due to him denying the match fixing and looking into the replay, they concluded that Marine King lost the match due to personal stress and pressure. There were no statements by Casper about that incident and no final evidence about this match being fixed or not. While he was still considered innocent, the whole situation was so stressful that it certainly impacted him in the future runs. His reputation was also severely damaged, as many people simply didn't believe the investigation and demanded Casper to look into it themselves. Nevertheless, MKP continued his career for another couple of months before finally retiring from StarCraft 2, and this time for good. Even after so many years, his name still lives on and he is a big part of StarCraft 2 history. He was the symbol of the word skill in StarCraft 2, and his marine control was a high standard for many years. And while his career ended in a somewhat bitter way and he didn't leave with a bang, even to this day he remains one of the long-time favorite players for thousands of old-school StarCraft 2 viewers. And that's it for our story. If you enjoyed it, make sure to check more of such content in this playlist. Have a nice day, and see you next time.